Got to the Wednesday. Let's have the countdown clock. And we'll be live in 55 seconds. I'm just drinking a cup of tea. Which hopefully you can't hear. Got carried away then, didn't realise it was 2 o'clock. Angelica reminded me, which is good. So we are live reasonably on time. Thank you, Angelica. And this is Stephen. Let's start up again, shall we? This is Stephen in wonderful Wiltshire. And I shall be on screen shortly. We're live today on Facebook, on Live Video Hub. We're live in the Live Video Sales Group on YouTube and on LinkedIn. So if you're watching on any of those platforms, then hello, this is Stephen, and this is, he said, Live Video Sales Training from Be.Live with Stephen. Okay, so take that off, and I should put myself full screen. Okay, now it's particularly hectic week this week, and today is no exception. I'm live on Be.Live at 4:30 this afternoon on Amazon Live, and this show is all about live selling. Hello, if you're watching us live, please do say hello, and say hello to Corinda. Hey, Stephen. And Corinda is saying again, your microphone is so clear. Yes, my microphone, thank you very much, is an Elgato Wave 3, and it's about that far away from me, and that seems to be the best. I'll put it a bit closer, actual fact. Yeah, it sounds important, Corinda, especially, you know, when we're live broadcasting, the things that are important. Just let me set something up. When you're getting your studio together, the things that you want to take care of are your camera, your microphone, and your lighting. Okay, not to forget Logitech Litra Glow light, which is lighting me. So today I've got Logitech Brio camera, Logitech Litra Glow light, and the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. Over to Corinda. I'm doing 2 shows today. That's Don't Stream and Drive with Corinda and the team, and we go over to long time no see. Go to Ed and say hello, Ed. Thank you for joining me live, and good to see you. Right. Okay. Now, yeah, lighting is important. Cameras are important. Microphones are important, especially when you're live selling. Presentation is everything. How you present yourself on screen. I just want to say that when you present yourself on screen, you should have headroom. You should be in the center of the screen that's possible, and don't wave your hands about. In fact, play statues when you're actually live. Try and be as quiet as possible. Don't get carried away. So welcome to the show, and this is definitely live video sales training with Stephen, and marketing and selling on Amazon Live, Facebook, and YouTube. And increasingly this week is live video production week. Increasingly this week, I'm discovering how good the system that I love is for live selling. And that system, of course, is Be.Live. Okay, because it has all the selling features. Yeah, because I was talking about yesterday that you look at systems and you think, will that be different? Well, they're all different. They're all different features. But in terms of a feature set that we need for selling, Be.Live is head of the game. I've got a comment from Ed, which I'm not going to touch, but it's going to come on screen in a second. What camera are you using today? Okay, thank you, Ed. I'm using today a Logitech Brio, which is capable of 4K and 720, 1080, and 4K. It's got auto light correction. It's got noise cancellation because it's got its own it's got 2 microphones as well. I'm in the wrong studio because I could tell you that everything about it. I'm not in my Amazon Live studio. But I do know, I mean, the reason I upgraded from Logitech C920X was to broadcast in 4K. And we can broadcast in 4K. We have to use OBS or vMix or XSplit Broadcaster. And you can set the switch to 4K top right. You can press the button to go live on YouTube, and you can go live on YouTube in 4K. I've done that, and the difference is so astonishing. It is amazing, the difference between a 4K video, because 720, 1080, and 4K is somewhere up there. Okay. The higher the number, the more pixels are being transmitted, and therefore the clearer the picture. Now, in an action movie, the number of pixels makes a great deal of difference. Okay. But even when it's just you on screen, going live to YouTube is a great experience in 4K. So I am ready for the future, Ed, in terms of the camera is ready for the future. The internet just needs to catch up. At the moment, we can broadcast in 720 and 1080 to Facebook. We can broadcast in 4K to YouTube. And we can do 1080 on Twitch and on Twitter. But the internet infrastructure isn't there for us to broadcast in 4K. And the other thing is that if we did broadcast in 4K, then there'd have to be an option for the stream that goes out. If you're watching on mobile, it only goes at 720, because otherwise it would cost people a fortune if they're on contract. Let's go back to Corinda. And Corinda is saying, oh, just a minute. Just a minute. Take me off full screen. I can take that off screen now, and I can go here. And yes, just a minute. You can see this. You can see all the stuff in my office. Just a minute. I need to quickly, he said. Quickly, I need to do that. So the camera is pointing in the right direction. Okay, so I'm not in sales mode, but you can see the TP-Link Deco Wi-Fi. You can see one of those Echo dot thingies. You can see the 4-way USB port. You can see my Be.Live mug. Okay, all that is on the Oberspot Tiny. I do use the camera. I do use the Oberspot Tiny camera when I'm broadcasting on Amazon, because this is my display area and I can actually show people what I'm talking about. Let's just change the theme for a moment just to go through that. And if I go there, then I should shrink. Okay, so basically that is my demonstration area, which has got plants in it. But that's basically where I put things I'm talking about. And you asked about my microphone, Corinda. And my microphone is this one, and it's going to enter. It's very reluctant to come on screen, but here it is. This is the beautifully designed Elgato Wave 3. And the sound will change as I'm turning this away from me, but it is a beautiful design. You can have headphones plugged in for a sound preview. The amp goes up to 11. It's got a clip guard, and it also has mixer software, which in actual fact just got updated today. So I'm looking forward to, sorry about that. I'm looking forward to checking out the updates, because it comes with mixer software and it's now come with sound effects. So I've got to play with those, Corinda. I've got to play with sound effects. Bring sound effects into the Be.Live studio. That would be absolutely brilliant. So that's the microphone. Okay, now I did have a plan before we started. I switched that camera off again, come back to me, and a comment's come in from Corinda. And the comment is, I'm not going to move. What mic is that next to the plant? Yeah, sorry. Okay. This microphone, that is the Audio-Technica AT2020 recommended to me by Mike, and that is my second microphone. I've got 2 cameras and 2 microphones, and I can switch between them. At the moment, the Audio-Technica is not actually plugged in. What you're looking for is high quality sound on the broadcast. External microphone is key. using your internal microphone, fine. But that's just okay. If you want the better quality one, then go for an external microphone. And I would go either for the Audio Technica, which is slightly cheaper than the Wave 3. Okay. I've seen other makes, Corinda, and they're not quite as good. Yeah, they're not quite as good, has to be said. Now, one of the things that I am big on at the moment is actually broadcasting to your website. Let me share screen with you for a moment, because I had an agenda for this show, but let's go with the flow, as they say. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share screen, and I'm going to go there, share, and then I'm going to bring it in full screen. Now, what's going to happen now is that you should, fingers crossed, see me from 20 seconds ago. So if you're hearing the same thing twice, okay, and what I need to do when I do this is I brought it in, I think. Just a minute. Let me find it. Screen share, and I want to turn the sound off, most definitely, and bring it full screen. So if I scroll up a bit, you will see that this broadcast from Be.Live is actually live on Be.Live and live on OneStream and live on the website. Yeah, and it's about runs the web version runs about 20 seconds behind. But the thing that Corinda and I were talking about yesterday was the chat system down below, which is also live. So I can see in here, if I could type, let's type it. Hello, Ed and Corinda. And I'm going to spell your name properly. Ed, I know it's only 2 letters, but I do want to get it right. And there we are. So that proves it's live. It's Rumble is the name of the chat, Corinda. Rumble Talk live chat. If you Google Rumble Talk live chat, I'm going to go the other way around, then you'll find out all about the chat system, which is basically embedded into the website. You've got a choice. The whole point of broadcasting on your website is so that people can watch the video without logging in. Yeah. So with my broadcasting on the website and the chat down below, you don't have to log in to comment on the chat. Yeah. So you can watch the video and you can comment without being logged into Facebook or YouTube or anything else. You can just comment whilst the live broadcast is going on. And we're coming back to the live broadcast at the top of the screen now. And very quickly, we're going to get a marvelous picture-in-picture effect. Or are we going to get away with it? I don't know. We might get picture-in-picture in picture. So I'm going to come back to me. And that's the problem. I mean, ordinarily, you wouldn't share a website in the live broadcast. But it does mean this is the future. For not only for live broadcasting, but for live selling. To actually sell on your website, and you can do it using Be.Live and OneStream. Basically, the signal is going from my Be.Live studio to Be.Live, from Be.Live to OneStream, and OneStream are pulling it into their own HTML5 web player and IPer on the screen. Everything I do within this Be.Live studio is actually visible on the screen. Now to Corinda. Okay, I hear OBS and lower thirds too, and somebody's typed times them. OBS is good, but there's a difference. There's a big learning curve with OBS to get OBS working properly. With Be.Live, you just come here and you bring your camera, you bring your images, you bring your videos, put your agenda together, and it's all done for you. Yeah. So it's like there's a difference between, right, okay, let's come up with an analogy here. If you're cooking, and say you're cooking well, what can we cook? Chicken biryani. You're doing it yourself. You've got to be in the kitchen. You've got to get all the ingredients. You've got to get them prepared, and then you've got to do them cooking in the right order. That's OBS. You've got to know exactly what you're doing with all the bits and pieces for it to work. And if you get one thing wrong, then you've ruined dinner. That's OBS. Be.Live, on the other hand, on Be.Live's like going to a takeaway, and you get this chicken biryani at the takeaway, and all the ingredients, all the cooking's been done. All you have to do is eat it, and that's the same on Be.Live. Yeah, you don't need to know what's going on behind the scenes. You just need to come on screen, be the talent, and it's so simple and straightforward. So thank you for the comment, Corinda. I know a lot of people are actually broadcasting using OBS onto Amazon Live, but myself, Nick Wood, Grant Saunders, Adair Palmer, and of course Dr. ELO are all using Be.Live to actually broadcast on Amazon Live, because it's so simple and straightforward to do. There is no problem. You could go. I go by one stream because we go to 2 Amazon Live pages, myself and Nick, and I don't want to get out of the routine of doing that. But you can go directly live from your Be.Live studio to Amazon Live just using RTMP. So simple and straightforward to do. Yeah. Let's see what's happening on the website. Oh, comments coming in, and it will be on screen in seconds. So 1 second. What's Marco using? I'm not sure whether Marco is using EVMux or StreamYard. You'd have to ask him. I can only guess. I know it's a web-based system rather than being OBS. I can say categorically that Marco is not using OBS. I think. Best ask him when he's live later. Yeah. So there you have it. It's prepare the meal yourself or have takeaway, and that's the difference between OBS and the studios. Now, just to note, if I put this on screen, I just want to go back to this. We were, Nick Wood hosted the show on Monday and was joined by Lyra from Be.Live and myself. And we had a brilliant hours discussion about Be.Live. If you've not seen it yet, then it is on YouTube on Nick's account, and you can go and watch the replay and find out. If you go there, I'm going to say this if I go over here and take this off full screen, and we don't need, I'll just hide the website for a moment. So let me hide the right thing and switch round. Yeah. Basically, Lyra, it's all down to Nick. Nick asked Lyra, can you tell us what's going to be released in the coming months on Be.Live? And Lyra went away and talked to the product manager at Be.Live, and then came back and told us what's going to be released this quarter on Be.Live. And Nick and I went, wow, that is a game changer. Now, if you want to know what the game changer is, I can't tell you yet, but if you watch the video, you'll find out. So the video is on Nick's account on YouTube, and you'll find out all about what's happening on Be.Live this quarter, which is going to change the game. And it's going to give you, I've got to give you a subtle hint here, Corinda. It could make your life a lot easier because it's going to be good. Okay, so right, I'm going to pretend that you've actually gone and watched the video. Okay, because I'm not going to tease. I'm not here to tease. And you could watch a public video and you could find out what it is. So I'm actually going to stop the guessing and tell you now. In this, because it's public knowledge, in this quarter, Be.Live, one of the things that we've been asking for since the beginning of time, and beginning of time was October 15th, 2016, when Be.Live was released to the public. We've been asking for a feature, and it arrives this quarter. And it's team management of a Be.Live broadcast. Team management of Be.Live broadcast. So someone can host the show on somebody else's account, produce the show for somebody else on their Be.Live account, or invite them onto your own account, and you can, whilst the show host is actually doing their thing, you can manage the comments, you can move the guests, you can change the images. Now, I don't want to say too much, but team management is coming to Be.Live, which makes many things possible, including remote production of broadcasts. And listening to me is Fons. Hello, Fons. Good to see you. I've actually caught you live. I should reply to one of your comments for a moment. Things are quite hectic today. I'm live now at 2 o'clock. I'm live at 3 o'clock. I'm live at 4:30. I threw a wobbler this morning when I was trying to do a video, but we're over that now, and I think I've got over it, and I'm sort of in control. But I will be glad when I finish my Amazon live today. It's also perhaps a good thing that I'm not actually cooking today. It's Angelica's turn to cook. So at the end of the broadcast, I can just relax. And okay, let's go. Yeah, and Corinda's saying hello to Fons. And Fons is saying hello to Corinda. Just a note, Fons and I will be live next Monday with the pop quiz. Okay. Looking forward to it. Right. Now, where do I go from here? Just let's have a look down the carousel. Let's have a look back at the web page, because as I say, broadcasting on your website, if I go, I've got to try and find something. Okay. So here we are back on the website, and I'm still talking, and it is about 20 seconds behind. And I hopefully have still got it muted. I'm trying to find it. I've lost it. Okay, I've got it muted. And you can just hear the one voice. Always a problem. And I'm looking forward. So basically, I'm going to tomorrow show you how you can go live on your website. The steps you need to take to go from your studio to your website. I'll be live at 2 o'clock tomorrow, and we'll cover everything you need to know to go live on your website and sell. And just so happens, I've been invited to do a presentation to a business group in Belfast. I am doing a recording for that presentation on Be.Live, and I'll be talking about broadcasting to your website. Isn't that a coincidence? So I'm not going to say I'm rehearsing tomorrow, but after I've done the show tomorrow, then I can do the recording to go to Belfast. And I've got to say that the invitation from Kieran was on LinkedIn. And this is why you never know the impact that live video has. I was broadcasting on LinkedIn with this show, this very show, which, let's remind ourselves, is live video sales training with Stephen. And after the show, Kieran approached me and said, would you like to contribute? Because there's some blue chip companies actually take part, and they invited me and my Be.Live studio. So I'm going to be talking tomorrow all about going live on your website. And then after that, I'm going to do a video, which will be then broadcast in Belfast on June 9th. I'm looking forward to that. Now, I may actually watch it. Okay, so that's coming up in shortly. Let's go here. And no, not here. I want to go here. Just a minute. What I'm going to finish off with is this. Okay, because I've got all sorts of things on screen. Just a little bit about me before I go. I live near this place, which of course is Stonehenge. If you're still here, Stonehenge should be on your bucket list of places to visit. This is the Quartz Garden in Devizes, and we're talking about, I think I've got it down here somewhere. I'm just checking for the name. Okay. I know we're going to, this is live video sales with Stephen, but we're talking about where I live. So this is Hillworth Park. We've got a brilliant parks department to look after all the flowers. And this is Devizes Shopping Street. I'm just going to spell that for you, just a minute, because I need to have it in this studio as well. A sec. Okay, and I'm going to show it on screen. So we are looking at Devizes, and this is the one thing about Be.Live. Be.Live can show images. This is, in fact, a Facebook album that's being displayed on screen at the moment. And when you're doing live selling, the ability to put all your images into one album on Facebook and then bring them into your Be.Live studio 10 at a time means that you can flick through product pictures whilst you're live. Simple and straightforward to do. Anyway, that's Devizes Town Centre. It's called the Britox. It is basically got all sorts of shops. This is on the way into town. Top right, the cream coloured is Devizes Town Hall. These are all buildings with blue plaques on them. This is St John's Church. St John's Church is a working church and also holds Amdram, amateur dramatics and musicals. This is the Crammer, about 5 minutes from where Angelica and I live. And this is a man-made pond. And in the distance, on the left-hand side, behind the trees, you can see the spire of St James's Church, which is our church. And you can see that in this pond, wildfowl come to visit. And it's just brilliant to just sit there and just watch and relax. Not relaxing is market day, when you can go shopping. Local farmers bring their produce to town and sell it on the market. And this is the Quartz Garden. Used to be an industrial estate. It's now changed. I'm going to come round. It does snow in Devizes occasionally. Not today, though. I just want to come to a photograph. There it is. This is one of my favourite photographs. And this, oh, I've got too many things on screen. Just a minute. Let's tidy up. We'll hide that. We'll hide that. We'll hide that. And then picture in picture. This was last weekend, 2 weeks ago on Sunday. This is the Quartz Garden. This was an industrial estate, and it's been totally tidied up now. And it's got the most beautiful garden, and it's absolutely brilliant to go walking in the garden, even in the rain. Okay, back to me, and I've got a comment coming in from the Facebook group. Thanks, Stephen Healy. Okay, you're most welcome. Right, that's it. I'll find out who you are afterwards and say a personal thank you in the group, but thank you for watching today. Okay, so I'm going to be back tomorrow, same time, 2 o'clock. I've got 2 more broadcasts today. I should be live at 3 o'clock and I should be live at 4:30. And then I'm going to collapse in a heap, probably with the glass of wine involved, I think, to celebrate. But I do want to say a big thank you for actually watching live today. Thank you to Corinda, unknown Facebook user, and to Ed and to Fons for all your comments today. This has been Stephen live from wonderful Wiltshire. I'll be back in about 30 minutes. I've just got to change my costume, and I'll be live as part of as part of this. Okay. And I'm going to put that full screen if I can find the right button. Just a second. Okay. So live video production week continues at 3 o'clock today, 10 a.m. Eastern. And today is melon. We're having melon today. So if you join me at 3 o'clock, 10 a.m. Eastern, we'll all be talking about Melon, but from my favorite platform, which of course is Be.Live. Bye for now.